Breast cancer wreath. So before we do it, it's the hope sign that everybody's been doing. I'm just putting my little technique to it to show you how I do it. And you guys can reference to it and make it, and I'll tell you where I get my supplies. So, story behind mine is we all have someone that has breast cancer. Right now, we all know of Miss Sandy Cass, Serendipito's Closet, who I love truly. She's my sister in pink. About 5 years ago, I got a call from my father telling me that my Mama Kathy, which is my stepmother, was getting breast surgery. She had breast cancer. He was devastated. I didn't even know she was sick. Anyway, she is a survivor, but she had to have several surgeries, and so I had made her this particular wreath I'm making today quite a few years ago, and sent it to her. Not quite a few years ago, and sent it to her, and they have it in their, they live in upstate New York, so they have like a storm door, and then there's a hallway where you take your boots off and everything, and then another door to go into the house. The houses are different in the north. Anyways, they hang it up there, and it's there all year round. And me and her are very much, we talk, and we're very close, and I love her very much. So this wreath is dedicated to Sandy Cass and to my mama, Katharine Pierce, okay? So I did want to tell everyone about that. It's very important to me. So we're going to go ahead and start on this. And I am using purple and pink. And you will see how the purple is going to pull out the colors I'm using. And it's a really beautiful wreath. So I'm excited to show you. And if you can, everyone, Sandy Cass is having a really hard time right now in her cancer fight and trying to get the right doctors and everything. And you know, she doesn't have a spouse to help her like I do. So I'm not asking you to donate money. What I'm asking you to do is go to her channel, subscribe, watch her tutorials. She teaches you crafts. Every little penny helps. Okay, so supporting her through her journey and watching her on her channel will help. The more we all come together and watch her channel, we can all help her. Okay, and plus, we all need to send our love to her as she's going through this journey. This is a hard journey. And I will share down the road my own journey with things that I went through that are similar. But this is about her right now. And about my mom. So, love you, Sandy Cass. Honey, this is like the 4th cancer wreath I dedicated to you, just like my big sunflower, sweetie, is all going to get taken care of. I have faith you're going to be fine. So, let's get started, everyone. I'm so happy to have you. Welcome to all my new subscribers. Welcome to Carmen Katharine's Wreaths. Happy to have you. Oh, I did want to say, I have people from Spain, England, France, Italy, North America, Australia, Canada, Mexico, Puerto Rico, Central America. I have a lot of people on here from all over the world. I am so honored. Thank you for watching my channel. I love each and every one of you. And I have men and women. And I have teens and children on here. So, okay, so the first thing we're going to do is I have purple, and then I have what's called a bubblegum pink. Okay, this is bubblegum pink, and this one is purple. They both come from Paper Mart. I use the rocks you can get at Dollar Tree. Mine are smooth. Somebody said that they had rough rocks. Mine are actually smooth. They do not hurt my mesh. So depending on where you buy them and how they're made, you like one of my subscribers puts felt at the bottom of hers. I do not need them, as you can see. They're nice and smooth. Alright, so I use Zip Snip made by Works. It is a rotary cutter, but it's power operated. I show this in every video because I get new people every day. It's just like a rotary cutter we used to cut our fabrics with. Alright? But this is self-sharpening. It's like a razor blade, and you can buy extra blades to replace them. But every time you use it, it self-sharpens. So that's what makes it so great. The Works holds an 8-hour charge. And then I have Skill, the Skill Power Cutter. And Skill also has one that I have that has a different type of handle. And it's a power screwdriver with cutter attachment. I have tutorials on both of these products. Great products. And you can cut up to 15 pieces of mesh at once. Key being, you need to have your rocks. You have to have something to hold it down or it's going to be jig-jaggedy and it's not going to work properly. Me and my husband discovered this technique 6 months ago, and I published a tutorial to show everybody, and I tell everyone where to buy it. You can buy right from Skill, and you can also buy it right from Works. Works is $34.95. The Skill screwdriver with cutter attachment runs about $38. You can buy them both online through them or on Amazon, or you can buy them at Walmart.com. They are not in stores. Also, if you're going to buy the more expensive Works, this is the more expensive, Skill. It is on their website. This runs anywhere between $68 to $80, okay? But you can buy the cheaper version of the screwdriver with the cutter attachment, and that runs about $38. So it's a couple dollars more than this. They both have a light that shows you when it's dead. It's goes red. Works is at the bottom, Skills is at the top, and then they have both the light when it's green. They both charge up with a cord, and you plug them in the wall. This is a great device. So we're going to use the Skill first. I'm cutting 2 pieces. Look at that, no fray. Does not mean you will not get fray. You still have to use your protectant. And if it is more of a netting type material, like I've been telling everybody, then it's going to fray. You have to be careful what brand of mesh you use. The more netting, harder feel to it, the more that it falls apart. So let's use Works. Same results. Alright, so I'm going to cut 2 more pieces, and then we're going to go over cleaning this, where to get your blades, and how you have to clean it. Because you can't just have a tool. There are fibers that go inside of it and around that blade, and if you don't clean it right, it's not going to work properly. Here we go. Here's Skill again. There's Works. Both of them clean, beautiful ends. Alright, proper way to clean it. I have everything pre-cut so we don't have to cut anymore, but I am going to move this all over. Proper way to clean your tool. And I say yours because if you buy it, you own it. But the creator and the designers and where to buy the product from, you can buy it straight from them. Works is the creator of the zip snip. And you take a paintbrush, a clean paintbrush. Wipe all those particles off your blade. Okay. And I would do it after each use because pieces can get stuck in there and then it'll become rickety. It'll shake and not cut properly. So, even though we clean this after every use, like I just showed you, so again, clean around your blades, get all the particles out, and you'll see pieces of particles in it, alright? So, with Works, it's probably around every 6 weeks. You take a screwdriver, unscrew it. I have my husband do it, and it screws right off. And you need to clean behind the blade and get all the fabric out. Otherwise, it will be rickety and it will not work properly. Same exact thing with the Skill. Clean behind the blades. Each product sells replacement blades too. So I would have your spouse do it. You can cut your fingers off. Be careful. These are razor blades and they're self-sharpening. You take a screwdriver, you're going to unscrew it, pop it off, and clean behind the back on both of these. Now what we have figured out is sometimes it's too hard to take it off with a screwdriver. So I actually had to take a screwdriver behind it to hold it a little bit, and then a screwdriver in front at the same time and work it off. Alright, and then you just clean behind it. There'll be a bunch of strings and fabric. Skills every 3 months. Zip snips like every 6 to 8 weeks. Alright? Both of them are great products. I love them. So today, our main color of our canvas is going to be purple. And yes, I am making a flower. I have a flower wreath that will be probably after this or one after that. It is a request, and that is going to be more of an advanced flower. All wreaths are not for beginners, so I try to put beginning wreaths out and then things that are a little more advanced for my other students. I have beginning students, and then I have advanced wreath makers on here as well. So, all right. So this is purple from Paper Mart. So you're going to need 1 roll of your 10-inch purple from Paper Mart and 1 roll of your bubblegum purple from Paper Mart, bubblegum pink, and then 1 roll of your 21-inch purple from Paper Mart. I cut about 24 pieces of the pink and 24 pieces of the purple. Okay? So I'm giving I tell everybody everything. Not all wreath makers do that. They just tell you how to put it together, not how many pieces. So we are using a 14-inch wreath frame that came from Dollar Tree. You can use a 15-inch if you want. I like to use the 15 inches from Craft Outlet that are more in depth. I've used them before, but we're trying to keep the cost down. I was lucky to get these. I bought these online from Dollar Tree. I noticed none of the stores had them in right now, but I was able to buy them online. So none of my stores in my area. So we're going to open this up. Sorry about the noise. So it's 1 purple. We are going to use the new tool that I introduced to everybody, which is your zip tie gun. Yay! We have a zip tie gun. I use the zip ties from Walmart. They're 8-inch cable ties, and they hold up to 4 pounds, 45 pounds. So these are 250 of them for approximately $4 to $5. Not bad. They're great use. I do use the Dollar Tree, but they tend to break easier, especially with the gun. They tend to snap and not hold as well. So I don't really use the gun with the Dollar Tree zip ties. I'll show you on other ones where I have to loosen the tension if we use the gun for smaller ones. So I will show you a way to use it. But I normally stick with this brand at this point. Dollar Tree, when I do it with the all Dollar Tree meshes, I will use their zip ties and I will show you how to use it. So, this is just going to be your tooth method today, but because I do get new people every day, I do have to show it. So you do want to gather up your ends. I like to stick the ends under the wreath frame, through it. I like to attach it to the bar, the first bar. Flip it over, pre-string that zip tie in. Alright? Then you take your zip tie gun and you just hold it where it's straight in, and it grabs the zip tie and it pulls it for you. Be careful not to pinch your hands. You can get blood blisters from this. So that's one. I'm going to do another one because I like to Put 2 on here to keep the frame nice and clean. Here we go again. So there's that. So now how I do it is I take, these are fizzers. So if you don't have the zip tie gun, the other best way to cut your zip ties, or if you can't seem to manage to get a grip on it or know how to use this is really easy. It's good for people with arthritis. You can use fizzers. They're from Lowe's, and they cut right through the zip ties. Otherwise, you're going to have a hard time unless you have either one. Scissors are not quite strong enough. So I take 1, 2 sections over to your first section, zip tie, go around the bracket in between 1 and 2, take it, tweed it through, take your zip tie gun, yay! See that? Nice, easy, and fun. So I am going to try to see if you guys can see everything. Oh, you can. Alright, so here we go. We're going to do some more. One, 2, zip tie over, around that little bracket, pull it around, retweed it. You don't need a lot. Zip tie gun, just placing it in. How easy is that? So I will show you one more time. Let's try and make this a little bit closer for you so you can see it. I just want everyone to know properly how I'm doing this. So we're going to do this a little bit closer because I get new people every day. Just a little bit. Here we go. Alright, so we're going to take this. 1, 2, pull it over. I do that method so we don't have a lopsided wreath. Easily measured out around in between, right here, in between 2 and 3, 1 and 3, sorry, in the bracket. Tweed it, zip tie gun, push it in nice and straight. It grips it. You don't have to do much. See that? How easy was that? So again, 1, 2 to your bracket, over. So if you wanted to make the big 10-inch poofs going all the way around this, Hardworking Mom does a lot of that, where she does the 1, 2, 3 to make it even. Here, let's do this so you can see. To make it even, you can mark your ruler, and you can mark it to 10 inches. And as you start to go into the middle, as you start to go in, these sections are going to start getting smaller. So you're going to go from, it's almost 10, from 10 to 9.5 to 8.5 to 7.5. It's going to start going down. So if you want the big poofy style wreaths and you're starting to work in the center, you're off the first row, when you get to your second roll, you're just going to measure from here to here, see, because that's smaller. And you'll measure each one up, and then you'll pull it down, and then zip tie it around your frame. So, 1, 2, over, around your bracket, zip tie it, take your gun. Gun came from Walmart. It is the cheapest one they got, $13.49. So $14 with tax. See that? So it's so much easier. Here we go. 1, 2, over, zip tie around the first and second bar. So you guys can see. Let me grab my gun. Zip tie. 1, 2, over, around your bar. It's the bracket between 1 and 2. Take it, pre-tweed it in. Retweeted it in. Take your gun. You want it to be flat. Move it over. See? Easy, easy, easy. Okay. So the way I do it inside, and I'm only going to show you a couple, and then we're going to go off camera, and I'll finish it up, because we have a lot to cover today. So we're going to go 1, 2, inner bar, 1, 2, over, zip tie. This is the easy one to do because you have the crossbar. You're not on the outer ring, so you're going around. A little corner in here. Right there. Alright. Second row. Tweed it in. Take your gun. There we go. Yay! One more, and then we're going off camera. Gather it up. Now you can do you do want to try to keep your ends, you do want to keep it gathered so you can poof it out nice and neat. So I gather it, but it poofs out once you get it where you want it. And that's the next thing you do once you're done placing all the zip ties. So here we go. 1, 2, over, zip tie, around the 2 bars, bracket. You have that little bracket, and bar 2 and 3 are your easiest ones because of the bracket, the way it is. It's not on the outside. Woohoo! 1, 2, over, zip tie, bracket, go, flattens the gun. That's it. So I'm going to do this going all the way around. When you get to the 4th one, make sure that so you're going to use 2 is around the little bracket right here, 3 is around here, and then 4 you're going to use this little center bar here to go on the outside. Okay, and I'll show you a 2 of number 4 on this. I am using all 4 poofs today, not 3. Even though the sign is big, so we'll show you the sign. So Creative Packaging sells this, Craft Outlet, and there's a couple other people that have their own design. I've actually made this design with my Cricut before, so this is not hard to do on a piece of wood. But Craft Outlet has them. That's where I got this one. So it goes right in the center. And we do want to fill that up so you don't see any of the holes in this. So we will be filling that up today. I did take some Hardworking Mom, Halo, Damien. There's hundreds of people that have been using the adhesive cable tie mounts. Base holders, there's 100 of them for about $8 on Amazon. It's in this little bag, and it's just what I read out to you. And you take off the little plastic. So you're going to take off right on there. There's a little piece of plastic. You're going to remove it, and then there's a self-adhesive under it. Now remember that you want to make sure when you use this it's on a flat wood to hold it good. I've even used the E6000 glue underneath, and if this is not a flat surface it's just going to fall right off. This was fine just the way it was, just without the extra glue to put on it. Okay, and if you're asking about the glue, this is the glue. Halo, Hardworking Mom, everybody uses it. So it's a really, really good adhesive to use. Alright, so we're going to place this up. I'm going to go off camera, finish this, and then I will be right back with you. Yay! So excited. See you in a few seconds. All my students, you can go ahead and finish up. Put me on pause, and then we'll finish this together. I have a lot of students that watch me that pre-bought all their stuff, because this is also a request. Not just something that I have made for my mom or in Sandy's honor, but it is also a request. Alright, I have a lot of warriors in pink on my channel. So I will see you guys in a few seconds. See everyone in a few seconds. Okay, so now I'm going to do 2 in the inner roll. And the reason why it's so close is because I just want to make sure that everybody sees this so you know exactly how we're doing this. Move this out. Okay, so I take and I measure from the 2 bars. So again, when I say 2 bars, I take the mesh and I measure it from here, and I go 1 section, 2 sections over. Then I bring it back 1, and that makes your poof. Okay? So 1, 2. Taking your zip tie. I go around the bracket in between bar 3 and 4. This is the bracket that I keep talking about. We're going around it to hold it in. We're not going on the outside because we don't want it to slip around. Even though after we apply everything, it's going to be sturdy. So I'm taking the zip tie, going around that bracket. And the last 2 are the hardest because of how thick it is. You're going to push the zip tie in to the flat side of the zip tie. Zip tie goes around the bar, flat side always in. Push it through, pull it till you hear the teeth, okay? Then you're going to take this end and you're going to place it. Where did I put that? There we go. I hate wasting stuff. So you're going to take it around the bar, around your mesh. Flat side should always be flat as it's going into the gun so you can pull it. And once it has tension on it, because it's around the bar, it makes it easier. And it just cuts it right off. Alright? So now we're putting it around that, around your zip tie, the end that's around the bar. See how fast it's going? There we go. You shouldn't have to hold it like I did. I'm just doing a demonstration. I actually go through it and just put it on and it grabs it. Alright, so one more. One bar, two bar, two sections. To the bar. Hold it in your hand. So 1, 2. I try to make it as flat because this makes it bigger if you just hold it in to go around it instead of pulling it straight. Over to the bar. Zip tie around the bracket. Around the mesh. Tweed it in. Zip tie gun. There we go. Alright, so I always have a little bit left. If I do a bigger frame, it will take the whole thing. You can do your 10 inches, and it should take the whole entire roll. Okay? So if you don't want anything left over, that's the best way. So now, and I'm going to actually pull this out so you can see everything I'm doing in just a second, because this is a little bit too close. But I'm going to show you. I take zip snip, or you can take your skill, either one. And you just put your mesh in it, and it cuts right through it. Yay! All done. So I do keep the little pieces because I can cut them up into, you can cut them in half, and then you can cut them into 10-inch squares. And I'll save them up, and I'll make a flower out of them. And, you know, I do multicolor flowers, so I take the sides, the ends of where you cut it. I take 2 zip ties, one halfway through it, and you can make this a little bit smaller as well. Take your gun. Take another one. Because if you have to, it's too loose, it's going to fray up on you. We don't want fray. Zip tie gun, cable tie gun. Woohoo! All done. How about that? Yay! So I'm going to go ahead and zoom out a little bit. There we go. So you can see everything we're doing. There we go. Probably see a little bit of me, but that's okay. Hello. Okay, so now we are going to add our loops. And this is one of my favorite types of loops, and it's a simple, this is simple and easy to me. It's not hard at all. You're still going to need your zip tie gun. Grab that. I got little glues on it. All the leftovers over there. There's the ones that need to be thrown out at the ends. And no, it doesn't take much zip ties to put this all together either. So, we're going to do this a little bit different today. because we have a little bit of a center here. And I don't want to see anything in the center, even though the hope is going to cover it up. I don't want to see the white in it. And I'm not covering the back because we have a nice clean back. My flowers I like to cover, but not all of them, just with some of the petals. It holds it in. And we'll go over that when we do a flower later on this week. So I'm going to take 2 at a time. Remember, these are 10 inches. Roll them. You're not going to need much. You can probably even take 3 or 4. But I don't need much. Just enough to cover it. You're going to take it. You're going to put it into the inner ring of the wreath. Take your zip tie. Around that bar I just showed you, around your loops. You're going to hear the teeth pull through. Take your gun. Place it a little bit different because we're going in the inside of it. All we're doing is filling up this inside with some color. Take 2. And because it's the 10 inch and not the 6 inch, they make fatter, longer loops inside, so you don't need as many. Sometimes I use 4 or 5 at a time. It depends on what colors we're doing our project in. So around the base in the center, that bar, tweed it in, zip tie gun, place it flat inside of it. You get any stragglies, trim them off now. You want to trim them as you go. We'll go over spraying it. As soon as we're done putting loops on, it's when you need to go outside and spray it. And yes, you do need a mask, even with the E6000. I'm real sensitive to smell, and I still smelled something, so it's not completely odorless. So there is chemicals in everything. I'm all about lung safety, health safety. You need to be always safe. So, and it says on both of the products that the chemicals can hurt your lungs in little small print. So here we go. You don't have to put a lot, just enough to cover it in there. But remember, you have probably, we might only need 4. We'll see. And if you look back at all my tutorials, I've been doing the loop method from 7 months ago. And one of the very beginning ones I showed everybody. So, poof, and loop together. Now, bar. We'll go over going over the other bar with the mesh, the ends of the mesh on it. Just right after this one, so you can see. There we go. See, you do get little straggles, trim them. Two more. One. Listen, the key to your fray is you have to use adhesive in anything you cut. If you don't, it's gonna fray. Any way you cut it is not 100%. So go over where you had put the ends of your mesh. And just take another zip tie and you go over that. And you still can put your loops on. So the gun actually makes it so much easier than fighting with it, trying to get it tight. Yay! So we only did, we trim this, always trim. I don't like that. So we only did 1, 2, 3, 4. So there's only 4 to cover up that center. Yay! That's all you need. And they're in pink and purple, and you can pull them up. And do not pull too much. You can fray on you. So the key to it, wear a pair of plastic gloves. Take it outside and spray it with the adhesive. That's the best way to do it, and let it dry. And then trim your ends if you have any ends that are frayed. There we go. So now we're going to take some loops. So the sign will go completely over that, and there's no hole in it. Yay! Nothing to see through. It's all colors behind it. Fun. So go ahead and take, and let's see how many we want. Yesterday we did 4 in each one. Today, I like the outside of the wreath to have more because it fills it up and it makes it round. However, you do not need that much. You don't need 4. We have a lot of stuff we're going to put on this. So you honestly don't need 4. But I'm very particular. I'm going to probably do 4. 4 and then 2. One. Zip tie. Take it around. Tweed it through, flat side in, always flat side in. Zip tie gun, cable tie gun. I'm glad I did 4. See, it just fills it out. Nice and full. I'm going to do 1 more of those, and then we'll go to the second section and see where I want to put it. And then I'm going to go off camera, finish that part because we still have, I have some, I think I'm going to add ribbon today. So we have a couple other things we're going to be doing. One. Two. Three. Corner, flat side in, tweed your zip tie through, zip tie gun, have you guys ever wondered, has anybody ever wondered why my videos are still an hour and 15 minutes long, but yet I cut everything? And I go off camera and do a lot of it off camera because some of these wreaths take up to 5 hours to make. So I don't want you to sit there and watch them for 5 hours. It would just be crazy. But I want you to know every step I am doing so you don't get lost. So I try to show you each piece. These are wreaths that I tell everyone these are a little bit harder to do on a live because it would take forever. Ever. So we're going to go into the second one. Tweed your zip tie through the bottom, two ends, flat side in. I'm only taking two because we have other stuff to put in here. So much easier. See how fast that went? So much easier. And see how full it is? That is really full. So we don't need too much. Take two more. One, two. So after you're done placing all this on, all your mesh, you need to go spray it and let it dry. Otherwise you're going to have I would not wait till the whole thing is done. I would spray it. You don't want your ribbon to get ruined. You don't want anything else to be discolored. You just want to put some adhesive on this, protectant, so it doesn't fray. The more you mess around with your wreaths and put it together, the more fray you're going to get. So the best thing for you to do is to spray it, trim it, right after you're completely done adding all your mesh pieces. Yes, I'm getting so good at the zip tie gun. I'm so proud of myself. But see how pretty? It's so pretty. It's very full and pretty. So, okay. First bracket in between, right here, around your corner of your bubbles, poofs, 4. Second one is 2. So we're doing 1 and 2 on your brackets. That's it. We're doing 4 on the outside, 2 in the inside, and bracket 2. So I'm going to finish this off camera. I'm going to probably put a little bit of spray on this. Let me go over that real quick. Alright, choices. Choices. I went over this already, but we still need to do it. E6000 is a spritz. Still has a little bit of an alcohol smell to it. spray it outside or it's going to get into your filter system and the air if you turn on the fan, and it's going to go on your walls and make it sticky. Cannot do this in the house. This is outside only. Spray it outside. You don't want a sticky table. You don't want to get it in your carpet. And it's really bad for your animals. So please spray it outside. Wear your mask. Lung safety. There are little red things on here that says it could hurt your lungs by breathing it with anything. So this is a spritz. This is your aerosol. This is Kraylon. Really good stuff as well. It does have a stronger odor. Spray it outside. Wear your mask. Now, this only takes about 20-30 minutes to dry. This takes a little bit longer. So it depends on what's best for you. It's not what I use. It's what's best for you in your health situation. UV resistant clear. It will have a picture of all your paintbrushes on it. It says UV resistant clear by Kraylon. It is acrylic coating. It helps reserve the colors of your wreaths from fading. It protects them. It's not 100%, but this is very important. So you need to use an adhesive and you need to use your UV resistant clear. This takes about 40 minutes to dry. I use 2 coats. So one with your spritz or your spray adhesive, and 2 coats with this. Alright? Both outside. And I don't mean to sound like I'm lecturing or anything, because all my subscribers have seen this 100 times. I'm doing this because I have a lot of new people and I don't want anyone to get sick. So that's the only reason why I covered this part of it. And I'm on top of it because I've gotten sick from breathing stuff in. So I'm going to finish this up. For all my students, go ahead, put me on pause, finish all your stuff up. Or you can watch me and then put me on again. And while you're making your project, you can pause it in between. It's totally up to you. But I have a lot of students, they watch me and actually make things with me. So go ahead, put me on pause, and I will be right back. Okay, so this is going to be fun. So this is what it's going to look like before we put anything else on it. It's nice and full. It's beautiful. Very beautiful. So I was going to add a bow, but we may not do that. So far as your signs go, I showed you about putting your cable tie mounts, and I told you all the people that actually do this. I do mine a little bit different just because I rather drill holes in everything. But if you are going to use this, you just take your little piece of sticky off and you stick it on. It holds it. It's good. Alright, now I do not use cable ties on some of these signs because the wreaths I make are so fat it would pull apart. What I do is I take floral wire and you can pull it through. Okay, of course you're going to want at least 28 inches. You can probably do it with 20. And I tie it in a knot. And I even do it, this is 26 gauge, so it's easy to work with. I tie it. And then once it's on that mount, I actually take, to secure it more, I take glue and glue it. And what happens, it's going to mount the plastic mount. It's going to mount your floral wire and everything together. So it melts it and it secures it on better. That's how I found it was a lot better using these, is I melt it with glue. So, and I like to use the floral wire, as everyone knows, to put my signs on. So I'm going to put this over here to dry. That's for another project. Let's see if this is all dry. It is. I'm going to take this and I'm going to take the 4 ends of the wires. I gather them all together and I pull them through the center. Okay? You want to try to keep it from messing up your mesh as much as possible. Hopefully everybody sprayed theirs first. I did not spray mine yet. So I do need a spray, so I need to be extra careful with this. Take it, flip it over, and you have your 4 ends. I take mine and go under the bracket here. I take another one and go under this, right where like all 4 bars combined and you have that one ridge there. Round your 4th bar underneath. Tie it. You can knot it up. Remember what I said yesterday, you do not want this where it pricks your customers' hands. Lawsuits. We don't want lawsuits. So you want to be as very careful as possible with this. If you're not covering the back, then you want to make sure these ends aren't going to hurt anybody. So you take a dab of glue after this is secure and it's placed where you want. So I'm going to have to flip it over again to make sure before I tie this is where I want my sign. And it is. I'm going to take it, tie it, get that bracket in between the 2, tie it down, tie it in a knot. You guys, everyone knows I like to use foam to cover the backs, but this is it's such a clean back, we don't need all that. It's clean. There's nothing on there to see but zip ties, so you're good. Unless you're going to go to a festival or an art show, that is where I cover my backs, because then people say, oh, I can make that. And why not have them buy it and take it apart when they get home? So I get a lot of that. So I cover the backs. Plus it makes it look more professional. But if you're just selling to your friends or family or gifts, a lot of my stuff I give to people too. So I make my family a lot of stuff. Okay, here's this ends. It's all tucked under on that side. Tuck it on this side. I'm going to take a tiny bit of glue and go over the ends of your wires. I do have some more memorial stone stuff we'll be doing, tombstone saddles and stuff, and we have some centerpieces coming up this spring, so we'll be doing a lot of different stuff, so I hope everybody enjoys it. Okay, a little bit of glue, that's going to secure it. It's going to cover up any pointy ends, and it dries real fast. So now you're not worried about anyone hurting their hands. You don't have to cover it up. It's nice and clean back. There's all my stuff all over it. Okay. I don't know if I'm going to be using the ribbon. I want to, but we'll see. We will see. So then I have these big, huge fuchsia pink daisy heads. Now where do you guys think I got these from? FactoryDirectCraft.com. I have pink ones, and I'll show you my other ones. Because I have another flower we're doing. Another wreath, I have pink ones and purple ones. And I've been using these for years as well. So these are my favorite. So you have these 6 poofs, if you're going to put a bow on it, you can put a bow right here. And I was going to do a pink and burlap bow, but I'm thinking that might just take away from it. So let's see how we do this. So you have two options. Of course, I have my little teeny glue pot that I love, and you have this little teeny piece. They're daisy heads, and they leave like an inch right there. You can just take your petals. Be careful, please wear your finger protectants. Take this. You see my glue pot? Yeah, you can. Barely, but you can. Babies are laying on stuff, they're asleep. So hold the ends of your flower. Tip. You can take even your glue if you don't have a glue pot, and you can just put glue on it. But I like to cover this up. Get a little bit on it. Where do we want it? We want it right in the center. And you don't get all those spider webs everywhere. How about that one? No spider webs. Okay, so I do have a subscriber who told me about the spider webs. You can take a blow dryer and blow dry your wreath after it's done, and it takes all the little spider webs off. It works. And for those of you that have the cordless glue gun that we all got from Hobby Lobby, inside of it, right in here, glue can melt, and then you're not going to get the connection you need from your cordless hitting onto the bottom. Unplug this, please unplug it, and blow dry in there, and then take a piece of cotton or something when it's really wet and wipe it right out. Takes all the glue out, and then it'll stick and recharge. Awesome, awesome thing. Thank you so much. My subscriber knows who she is. Thank you. So we're going to hold this again. Glue pot. I like to get a fair amount. Let me move that glue stick. Fair amount. Remember, it's got that little 2-inch on it, so it's real good. Don't want that glob, though. There we go. And it melts right in to your mesh. Please wear your protectants. Woohoo! Move it over. Again, hold the ends of your daisy, your flower, and take this out. You can get the little sticks from Dollar Tree. They're like popsicle sticks to mix your glue. And I'm going to push that in. Just leave it right there. Stick it in the glue pot, get a fair amount. Please do not burn yourself. Wear your protectants. Be careful. Put it right in. It melts right to it. Yay! Turn it around. Again. Hold the ends of your flower. It's a big flower. See it? There we go. Into the glue pot, and I'm going to probably need to add a little bit more glue into the mesh. There we go. Yay! And that's good. Into the flowers again. It's not hard to do at all. And guess what? You can take your glue gun if you feel you need a little more on it, but this has tons on it. And you can put a little bit more glue under it. So wait till it's all dry. If you need more, just take your glue gun and put it underneath. But it's plenty. I haven't had any issues. So here we go. Again. Keep getting a little gobby there. Yay! Look how cute that is. I'm going to put a little more in this. May not need it, but I still want it in there for our next project. I got both of these on Amazon. The pot, the glue pot, and the little big bag of glue. I got them both for right under about $20. Not expensive at all. Okay, so let's stir this. It only takes a minute to melt. I'm going to let that melt. Move it over here. So I want to see, I have some old ribbon. You know how we have a lot of ribbon that we keep? I have couple pieces of breast cancer awareness ribbon left over from other projects. You don't want to overdo this either. So I'm going to take, yeah, how long they are. One's longer than the other, but let's see how long they are. So the breast cancer, I'm going to trim that down about, I would do 14 inches. It's about 13 inches, and I have to trim it so it's even. So the original one was about 14. Trimmed, it's 13. All I'm going to do is take a couple pieces. You do not need a lot because remember we have these flowers on here. Just a couple. Just to give it that little extra. It's going to go around your center. Make sure that a flat side is always in. Just around here. Use your gun. It's in the center bar around the little ridge. We only want enough just to give it a little splash of color. Not much. See how cute that is? You don't want too much. We have the sign and the daisy that's giving it a lot, so we don't need too much. Let's grab another one. I have no idea if they're all the same size, so it looks like this was from my last, actually it looks like it was from my last big project, I could say that. That one's only 20. I need at least 13. Yeah, that'll do. So this I got from Paper Mart. Is the Country Checkered Heart ribbon. It's pink. And then this is some old 1.5 inch breast cancer awareness ribbon from Craft Outlet. And I'm only going just around the center, the last bar in the center, that's it. Make sure these are flat. push your end underneath. You don't need a lot to make this. Oh boy, did I do it wrong? So this is easy, you just flip it. Get out of that. So see, I haven't sprayed it yet. Anytime you don't spray and you're messing around with it, you can get little fray pieces. So just cut it. As soon as I'm done, I'm going to be spraying this down. I cover the ribbon and there's not a lot, so I'm not worried about that. Here we go. How easy is that? We have one here, one there. Doesn't take a lot, and plus you got the flowers. The flowers are giving that wow factor. Nice, easy, and pretty. This is a pretty wreath. I only have a couple more pieces. So this is definitely from, I store all these ribbons, so from everything I use, I cut them. If I don't use it, I cut it and store it. So we might add some more hearts too, though. All right, here we go. So I would cut them about 14 inches. Mine are 13. And take this. Push it down. You see, I don't have a lot of ribbon, but you don't need much with this. Take a piece under. Not at all. Just enough to give it that breast cancer awareness with the hope sign. One more over here. And then I save these. You all know that you save your leftovers because you can make a terry bow with it. For those of you that have a pro bow, you know what terry bow is. And it's on YouTube. You can use Miss Regina's pro bow and buy that from her. Or on Amazon. She's a creator. And then there's a lady, there's Miss Terry. She does pieces of ribbon to make her bow. Do this with any type of wreath. You do not need to have a lot of ribbon to add in this. Now, yes, I will be using the Pro Bow and doing some pieces with Miss Regina's Pro Bow and making some pretty bow pieces. What we're trying to do. Trying to get this little bugger underneath. All right. Here we go. There we go. There we go. So I'm not going to put a bow on this. I think it'll just take away from it. I think this is plenty. We have some cancer awareness ribbon on it. We have our flowers. Oh, I have other stuff anyways I keep forgetting to use. So you can get these from Craft Outlet as well. They're little cancer ribbon foamies, and they're usually on sticks. But if you're going to ship it, it's going to be way too big. Just going to put it on the ends. Definitely don't need a lot. Let's see if I can. Oh, I can. Alright, it's already melted. This one has a little bit of the stick left over. So you just dip it in your glue. Stick it right in. One more in. There we go. It's nice and pretty. Okay, so now I do have butterflies, and butterflies is a big, you know, ladybugs mean for my last big flower for breast cancer. Well, butterflies are huge. It's a huge sign. People love it. And I wanted to use something. So you can get these at Paper Mart. You can get them at Dollar Tree. And Paper Mart has a big, like 24 pack for like $5.50. And it has the purple ones in it. So I'm doing purple and pink. So I'm going to use hot pink and purple. So with this, you can either glue it or just stick the very ends of it in your glue pot if that's what you want. I'm just not really that comfortable, but we'll go ahead and try it. Be careful you don't burn yourself. Doesn't need much. I think I'm going to not do that. But see, the glue pot's already melting. Does not take that long. So here we go. I'm going to add some of the, I think I'm going to put some on the purple as far as the pink goes. And put the purple on the flowers. So pretty. more. So I used 6 of the purple. And you know who else? Factory Direct Crafts sells like 100 in a pack of different mesh butterflies as well. I got some from them too. So I definitely will see if I have anything left over of theirs. Or see if I have to buy some more. I should have some in my storage. So I put a purple one on each fuchsia flower. And then I'm taking the hot pink ones. This one did, see how it has the glitter around it? That came from Factory Direct Crafts. So I'm going to put Craft. Put that on the purple. Putting it on the mesh, not on the flower. And I mix them up. You can get the purple ones from Dollar Tree too. I mean the hot pink ones. I think they have yellow, hot pink, blue, and red. Some more. Just add them through it, giving it a little bit of a wow factor. And one more. Put the last one. A couple here. We have a couple on the outside. I think I'll put one right here. Use up the last fuchsia butterfly. I'm going to put it right on the loop itself. So we have covered ribbon, flowers, butterflies, and foamies on our breast cancer awareness wreath, and it is gorgeous. I'm going to go hang it up so you guys can get a good look at it, and we'll go over our next drawing and where we're at. This one's going to be faster than last time, I can tell you that. I'm at 850,000 views. I'm giving away a $50 Amazon gift card, and I can mail it or email it to anyone in the whole world. That way, my viewers from Spain and Italy and France, I know it's not a lot of money to them because they have to still pay and buy stuff through us and spend shipping, but it'll help you in your cost, and it'll help you buy stuff that you need. So it's for all of my subscribers, so you all qualify. So I'm going to go ahead and shut my glue stuff off, hang this up, and you guys are going to see me. Remember to go to see Sandy Cass at Sarah Deputy's Closet. She's having a really, really hard time. Those of you that are on my Facebook pages, you know that I posted where she's having a very hard time with her insurance and medical care. I was crying. I have posted it everywhere so we can bring awareness to this and get her some help. She needs surgery now. She does not need to fight any hospital for care and wait long. You can't do that. You got to get chemo and then surgery or it can grow. So this is really important. This is going to save her life. So please, 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 if you're on Facebook and you see that post, repost it. We got to get as many people to see it as possible to get her help. She needs surgery. And she's a dear friend and I love her, so as many of you guys do. So please, please, please spread her video around. Anyways, Miss Sandy Cass, honey, this is dedicated to you and my mama, my mother, Katharine. I love you, sweetheart. I'm going to go hang this up so everybody can see it. Hi, everyone. Okay, so this is the breast cancer wreath. Wanted you to see it all hung up. Remember Theo from the drawing? And this is Angel Baby. I have the kids today. Woohoo!
Woof,
So, so I wanted to say, like, share, subscribe,
Woof, woof.
everybody. Have a blessed night. And remember, stop by to go see Sandy Cass and Sarah Dippity's Closet. And I will see you again shortly. Bye.